നമ്മോട് സംസാരിക്കുന്നത് സ്വാമി വിമോക്ഷാനന്ദജി മഹാരാജാണ്. സ്വാമിജി കൈകാര്യം ചെയ്യുന്ന വിഷയം മാസ്റ്റർ മഹാശയനും ശ്രീരാമകൃഷ്ണനും എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. യലഗിരി രാമകൃഷ്ണ മഠത്തിൻ്റെ അധ്യക്ഷനായ സ്വാമിജിയെ അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ വാക്കുകൾക്ക് വേണ്ടി ക്ഷണിക്കുകയാണ്.
അഖണ്ഡമണ്ഡലാകാരം വ്യാപ്തം യേന ചരാചരം തത്പദം ദർശിതം യേന തസ്മൈ ശ്രീഗുരവേ നമഃ. ഹരി ഓം. ഓം നമോ ഭഗവതേ ശ്രീരാമകൃഷ്ണായ. Respected Swami Revered Swaprabhananji Maharaj and dear brother Bhakthasammelanji, Swami Sundaranandaji, and all of the devotees who have come today, first I should ask excuse from you, because though I understand Malayalam, the beautiful language, but I cannot speak. But I will tell you in simple English, which everyone will be able to follow. Today my topics that has been given to me is Master Mahashaya and Sri Ramakrishna. We just now heard in the introductory remarks of Revered Swami Swaprabhananji about Vedanta. What is Vedanta? And if you want examples of people who lived Vedanta, and they are the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. So some of the incidents with regard to the direct disciples, Swami Vivekananda told you. But Sri Ramakrishna had a lot of householder disciples also. As we say, Vivekananda is the chief among the direct disciples. Likewise, if you want to say anyone as the chief among the householder disciples, whom you will say? Exactly, Master Mahashaya comes in that place. If Master Mahashaya was not there, I just imagine, we would have lost the wonderful opportunity of coming into contact with Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna, you may say, was born in 1836 and he passed away his body in 1886. But still, we can come into contact with Ramakrishna mentally, spiritually. And that contact was made possible by Sri Master Mahashaya. Master Mahashaya is a beautiful term used in Bengali to indicate a person who is a teacher. Today also I met one teacher here. That teacher, in Bengali we call him Master Mahashaya. Master refers to the person who teaches any subject. And Mahashaya refers to very respectfully addressing him. In English, in the old English, they used to write, not Mr., say Subramanian Esquire, like that they used to write. Mahashaya. So Master Mahashaya was that person who brought us close to Sri Ramakrishna. Why Master Mahashaya, why not Vivekananda, you can ask. But Vivekananda hardly spoke about Sri Ramakrishna. When he came to India, some of the direct disciples asked Vivekananda, hey, you went to America and spread Vedanta. Why you did not speak about Ramakrishna to them? He said, already they have Jesus Christ. Why should I bring another person there? So hardly one or two places, one lecture he gave my master in America. Other than that, you cannot understand how Sri Ramakrishna lived day-to-day life. Day-to-day life means how he takes bath, how he drinks water, how he eats, how he sits, how he sleeps. Nothing we would have known. Except for Master Mahashaya, we would be completely ignorant of Ramakrishna's ordinary day-to-day personality. And that was brought by this wonderful man, Master Mahashaya. In Gospel, if you read the Gospel, I do not know in Malayalam, Sri Ramakrishna Vachanamritam, whether it has been translated exactly from English, I do not know. But in Gospel English version, even in Bengali original, Master Mahashaya did not mention his name. His name is Mahendranath Gupta, full name, with title. But he only wrote Sri Mo. That Ma stands for Mahendra. And inside the Gospel, sometimes he says, Mani was speaking to Sri Ramakrishna. Who is that Mani? This is Master Mahashaya. Sometimes he writes, Mohini Mohan was asking this question to Sri Ramakrishna. Who is this Mohini Mohan? This Master Mahashaya. So he actually did not like to say his name anywhere. He was like Hanumanji. You know Hanuman, his ego was zero. So once I remember that one story from the third Ramayana. Ramayana is written by Valmiki, and in each language you got official Ramayana by one great saint. But certain stories from Ramayana comes, all heard. No books are available for that. So one such story says, Ullanga Siddho Salilam Salilam Yashokavanya Janakatmajaya Adaya Teneva Dadahalankam Namamitam Pranjalir Anjaneyam. So I bow down to that Hanuman, that Anjaneya, who crossed the ocean. How he crossed? Like a small child play. How a child is playing. Like that. Salilam, Salilam. He crossed the waters in a child's play. And Dadaha Lankam. He burnt Lanka. Now this was the thing Mother Sita was telling to Sri Ram. When they were going on walking in the evening, at that time Hanumanji also was there. Then Hanumanji came and said, Ma Sita, please do not say anything. Lie here. Because Sri Ram is there. Sri Ram is Satya Sandha, is the Satya Purusha. So before Sri Ram, don't tell anything lie. Then Mother Sita asked Hanuman, what did lie I speak? I said, Dadaha Lankam. You burnt Lanka. That was true. Is it not? Everybody knows that Hanuman burnt Lanka. So I only told the truth. He said, no. I did not burn. Then who burnt it? Then Hanuman says, Adaya Tenaiva. From Vaidehi, I got the fire. And with that fire, I kept it there. That means, who burnt? Whether the servant you tell him to burn, he burnt, or the master who says the burnt, then who burns? So, O Ma, you only burnt Lanka, not me. You see, so much of not having credit for anything that he has done. That I call it ego zero. We may have ego 10%, 20%, 80%, even 100%. But if you want to see anybody, zero ego. And that was our Hanumanji. And here, exactly we find in Shrima, that is Master Mahashaya, his ego was zero. It was very strange that even reading Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, we cannot remove our ego. We say we did these things, we did that thing, we have know so many things. Always the ego is coming up in front. How difficult to control the ego. And only those people who have attempted, they would know that ego should become zero. This is what we learned from Master Mahashaya. And this Master Mahashaya was really a wonderful devotee. You know how devotee should behave, and that we should learn from this Master Mahashaya. We are all devotees. Even though we say we are monks, but we are also devotees. We also have devotion to Sri Ramakrishna. Is it not? Like you also have. So in that way, we are all devotees. So how a devotee should behave with others, how a devotee should talk to others. If you want to learn, the best is Ramakrishna Vachanamritam. Read that. I am really surprised that many devotees do not read Vachanamritam. They only read newspaper articles on Sri Ramakrishna. What a tragedy, you know. Somebody writes in the newspaper about Ramakrishna on his birthday. So that you read and you come and discuss about that. But you don't read the Ramakrishna Vachanamrita, the original, written by Master Mahashaya. In South Africa, when I was there, I used to tell the devotees that at least 2 pages every day you must read from the Vachanamritam. It's such a classic book. It is not that everybody has got access to that. Yesterday, our president of this Bhava Prachad Parishad, All Kerala Bhava Prachad, was telling me one very good news. And that was, whoever makes 5 people, suppose you are there, you bring another 4 people and sit together weekly once or once in 15 days and read 10 pages from Vachanamrita and then discuss amongst yourselves what we learned today. For such groups, the Bhava Prachad Parishad will give free of cost the Vachanamrita to them. What a wonderful idea it is. Village to village, places to place. It doesn't require a big ashram like this Ernakulam ashram. It doesn't require a big hall like this hall. In your own home, you can call 4 people, your friends or your relations. Say, come on Sunday morning, 11 o'clock. Sit with us. Let us study this wonderful book, Vachanamritam. And to such groups, the Parishad will give Vachanamrita free of cost. To encourage you. Why we should encourage reading of Vachanamrita? Because Vachanamrita is Tava Kathamritam. Vachanamritam. When we read Vachanamrita, we slay a shloka. That shloka is taken from Srimad Bhagavatam. Tava Kathamritam, Tapta Jivanam, Kavibiriditam, Kalmashapaham, Shravanamangalam, Srimadatam, Bhuvignanti ye bhurida janaha. What a wonderful shloka it is. After chanting this only, you must read Bhagavat, this Kathamritam or Vachanamritam. Now this Vachanamritam is called Amritam. Why we should read? The first reason is because it will give you eternal life. Amritam means that does not die. Mrita. Amrita. So there is no Mrita. There is no death. If you read Vachanamritam and you accept Sri Ramakrishna's teachings in your life, then you also becomes Amrita Purusha. Already we are Amrita Purushas. As Swamiji was telling today morning, we are all Ananda Purusha. Inside our Atma is Amritam. And that Amrita Tva, that Amrita nature, we will be able to realize when you read simple Vachanamritam. how beautiful ideas Sri Ramakrishna gives. So this Master Mahashaya was the person who brought us this Amrita to all of us free of cost. Can you imagine? Somebody coming and give. Even Sri Narayana, when he wanted to distribute Amrita, he was partial. He gave only to the Devatas, not to the Asuras. But here, Sri Yam is gone one step further above. He gave to everyone, whoever came to him. And people asked Yam, Master Mahashaya, what you give when anybody goes to you? He said, I have got a pitcher. Pitcher means pot. Water pot. In villages or in even Calcutta in those days, the water used to be kept in mud pot, not in stainless steel these utensils. We used to keep water in the mud pot. Even many places we keep, even today. So he said, I have got a pot. And from that pot, I give cool water. What was that water? The teachings of Sri Ramakrishna. That is what I have. Nothing I have. I don't possess anything. He was born in 1854. He was about 63, Swamiji was born. So about how many years elder? 63 to 54. You see, 54 minus a few. Then 9 years elder to Swami Vivekananda. And that man, how he became so devoted to Sri Ramakrishna. Anything connected with Sri Ramakrishna is holy for him. Again, I should take you to South Africa, where I was there. One Swami was there, Shiva Padanandaji, a great Swami. So he used to say, in those days, South Africa, Indians were not allowed to go because apartheid was there. So the Indians were not allowed. Sometimes the ship would come. In the ship, some Indians will be there. But they will stay in the ship only. They can't come inside because they've got Indians. They are Indians. They cannot come inside. So this Swami used to go and meet the top man and say, some Indians have come in the ship. I want to take them to our ashram and feed them. And then give them back. Because those ship, travels for long days, 40 days, 50 days. They have not seen any Indian food. So Shiva Padanji used to go and bring them. So he used to say, once I heard that one ship is coming, some Bengalis are coming in the ship. It was very rare. No Bengali has gone to South Africa at that time. Nowadays, of course, IT fellows are there, are going and working there. But in those days, no Bengali had gone. So he went all the way to the ship and brought them to the ashram and fed them nice Indian food. Then somebody asked, why you are so much behind these Bengalis? He said, they come from the place where Sri Ramakrishna was born. Anything from the place where Sri Ramakrishna was born is holy to me. He used to make fun. Even a cat comes and says, I am from Belur Math. I will do red carpet welcome to that. He used to make fun like that. Even to a cat from Belur Math. And Master Mahashaya was such. Anything connected to Sri Ramakrishna is holy to him. Once Sri Ramakrishna was sitting in his room, so Master Mahashaya came. He was the only person, first person, who went to Kamarpukur during the life of Sri Ramakrishna. You must be surprised. His own disciple Swami Vivekananda has never seen Kamarpukur and Jairambati. He has not gone. But this Master Mahashaya, during his lifetime, that is during Ramakrishna's lifetime, he went to Kamarpukur and he came back. And Ramakrishna said, hey, I did not see you for a few days. What happened? Where did you go? Then Master Mahashaya said, I went to Kamarpukur, sir. Oh, Kamarpukur. What did you see? Then, as you know, Master Mahashaya is very good in description. So he was describing this place, that place, etc. I went there. Then he said, I have brought little mud from Kamarpukur. Little mud. Sri Ramakrishna heard it. He went into bhava. He called Master Mahashaya nearby, put his hand over his head like this and his body, and he said, "You are a real bhakta." We also go to Kamarpukur. Do we have that bhakti? A place where Sri Ramakrishna was born. A place where Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi was born. A house where Swami Vivekananda was born. When you stand there, your hair should stand on ends. If that doesn't come, then what is the use? This is the first thing he heard from Ramakrishna. When he first went to Ramakrishna, on that day he decided to commit suicide. He thought he will go and drown himself in the Ganges. But one relative, Sidhu, he said, "No, come with me, I will take you to some gardens." So he took him to the garden where Ramakrishna was there. That was Dakshineswar garden. And there he took him. So Master Mahashaya was standing outside. He is looking. So many people are sitting inside. And Sri Ramakrishna was seated on the cot. And he is giving Upadesha. What Upadesha he was telling? He was telling, the moment your hair stands on end after hearing the name of Hari, you don't require to do any rituals. All the rituals fall away. That was the thing he heard. So when he used to go to Kamarpukur and Jairambati, how many times he met Holy Mother? And Ramakrishna was so happy. And these are the things we learn from Master Mahashaya. What are the things we learn from Master Mahashaya? To be a devotee. How to be a devotee. And spread the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna to everyone. I have spoken about Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna in the English version to Christians, to Muslims, and to anybody, whoever has come to me. In Ireland, every Sunday, I used to take class on the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna in English. And I am happy to tell you, a group from Kerala used to write to me, "Swamiji, we hear every Sunday your class. We are very happy to hear that." They would say to me. So I thought when I come to Ernakulam, let me meet that group. So yesterday I met that group. I was very happy to see them. Because they all have heard me in the computer or in the phone. First time they are seeing me, in person. I also saw the devotees. The Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna can be said to anybody. I have seen some other religious people coming and telling me, if you want improvement, if you want progress in spiritual life, this best book is the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. It is so harmonious. It is so broad-minded. And it is acceptable to anyone because you are reading about the spiritual life, not any religious life, mind you. That's why the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna is said to be the foremost book that everyone should read. Another great thing that we learned from Master Mahashaya, he used to be very devoted to the sadhus. All these boys, Naren, Rakhal, Starak, about Vita Sanghanji was telling, all these boys were small boys, 16, 18-year-old boys. And at that time, Master Mahashaya was the principal of a school. So they were all under him. Many of them have studied in his school. That is modern school, where he was principal. Many people have said. And he was such a great man about devotion to Sri Ramakrishna. Once Vidyasagar, another great man of Bengal, Vidyasagar school it was. So Vidyasagar told very mildly to Master Mahashaya, "Master Mahashaya, you are the principal. Your students are not taking good results. They are not coming in first division, all the students. If the students fail, if the students do not take good marks, the management will catch the principal." That is what Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar did. He said to Master Mahashaya, "Your school students are not coming up good marks. It is because you always go to that person in Dakshineswar, he said. Then he said, sir, because I go to Sri Ramakrishna, will my students fail? No, I do not want your principal post. He straightway resigned, gave the resignation, came away. I cannot accept you criticize Sri Ramakrishna for the students' failure. No, I shall not work anymore in this school. He resigned and came away. And of course, the next day, by Ramakrishna's grace, another great college principal sent an invitation to him, come and join as a professor in our college. So he got the job. That is a different issue. But you see the devotion to Sri Ramakrishna. If anybody speaks ill of Sri Ramakrishna, Master Mahashaya will not accept that. He will argue with him. Do we have that idea? Think of that. We don't have that idea. If somebody speaks, okay, let him speak what is there. He will understand about Ramakrishna later. Like that we leave it. But if anybody says criticize with you, you must just try to say, why do you criticize? What is the point? Unless you read Kathamritam, that is Vachanamritam, how you will know about Sri Ramakrishna? And unless you know Sri Ramakrishna a little at least, how are you going to meditate on Sri Ramakrishna? Think of it. If you want to meditate on Sri Ramakrishna, you must know his personality. And that personality is the what that Kathamritam, this Vachanamritam gives you. It is exceedingly very good book. Sri Ramakrishna had sannyasi disciples and householder disciples. Many were there. But you know, Sri Ramakrishna loved Mahendranath Gupta, this Master Mahashaya, so much. He kept with himself even after his death. If you go to Calcutta, you must visit Dakshineswar, definitely, and Belur Math, and go to Kashipur, Smashan Ghat. Kashipur, where the Ramakrishna's body was burnt. And that Kashipur, Sri Ramakrishna body was there. Before Master Mahashaya died in 1932, many of the Swami disciples also have passed away. Even Vivekananda passed away. And many devotees also have passed away. But none had that privilege of having their dead body next to Sri Ramakrishna. So even in death, Sri Ramakrishna kept Mahendranath Gupta with him. Such a beautiful way I look at this. How wonderful it is the life of Master Mahashaya. There is a beautiful book has come up from Swami Chetananandji. It is a very big book. If you can get it, it is a wonderful way how he has written about Master Mahashaya's life. And also, there is other books also there on Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Please read this. I am not asking you to read the entire book like a novel. No. 2 pages, 3 pages one day is enough to change your life. Which line, which word of Sri Ramakrishna will touch you at the right moment, you do not know. Swami Vivekananda, another direct disciple, used to tell 86% of the devotees who have come to Ramakrishna mission, they came after reading Vachanamritam at that time. Now Swami Vivekananda has become very popular. So nowadays the Swamis come after reading Vivekananda. Even I came to Ramakrishna mission after reading Vivekananda. After that only I started reading Ramakrishna. But everyone, if you read it, the words of Sri Ramakrishna can touch you somewhere, sometime. And you have to wait for that. I have seen from the devotees' life, they used to keep Sri Ramakrishna Vachanamritam in their puja place. And if any problem comes in their life, they would take that book, chant this Tavakathamritam, open the book at random page. And when you read the page, what question you have, that answer is there. Suppose you want to go to Banaras and you are not able to go. Some problems are there. But you must go. Whether you go or not, you do not know. So you return the page, somewhere one word will be there, go ahead. Simple, one word. That is an answer to your question. So, Ramakrishna Vachanamritam gives solutions to normal problems in our day-to-day life. Like that, many instances I can tell you, but now time is up. And already he's standing to tell me it is over. So, with these few words, I'm very happy that Ernakulam Ashram and also our Bhavaprasad Parishad gave me an opportunity. I was wondering, all of them are going to speak in Malayalam. I am the only person going to speak in English. Whether I am properly fitting into this. In Sanskrit there is a proverb is there. Maharaj knows well. This Hansa Madhye Boko Yatha. I am thinking I am the baka, So all are all Hansas. And however I will be able to do the justice. But our Prashant was telling me, no, you can speak in English, no problem. Everybody will understand. So I spoke in simple English only, I believe. And with all of you, I take leave from all of you. And perhaps if Sri Ramakrishna wills, we may be able to meet again. But lastly, I will tell you one thing. It is my hearty invitation to every one of you. Collect 4 people, 3 people, and visit our Yelagiri Hills. Yelagiri Hills is in the Tirupattur district. Such a beautiful spot on the top of the hills. And that center was established for retreat. So long that center was doing retreat only for the monks. But nowadays, from now onwards, from 1st May, we have opened that center for the devotees also for retreat. You can come. Nearby hotels, I will make you stay. And come to the ashram from morning 9 o'clock to night 8 o'clock. You can spend the time with us, with the sadhus, and we will have retreat for you. Such a beautiful retreat we can have, you will be very happy. So my invitation to all of you to come to Yelagiri Hills, not Nilagiri Hills. Don't confuse with that. This is called Yelagiri Hills. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tassat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.